Thanks, Will. Hey, I am Brian Lott with the Gulf Coast Sports Network. I have Andy Villamarzo here with me. Hey, Andy, what's your thoughts on the first half?
Right now, Wiregrass Ranch, I got a 10-0 lead here, but Hernando has hung in there. They've slowed the game down immensely with the ground game. Brian Lewis, Blake Smith, they've done a good job running the ball. They just haven't been able to get points on the board, and that's something that they got to do in the second half if they're going to keep up with these Wiregrass Ranch Bulls.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Also, too, what does the Hernando County playoff picture look like?
Right now, Nature Coast is right in the thick of things in Class 5A. They're in this tough Class 5A District 9. They're with Zephyr Hills, Hudson, Wesley Chapel. They're in a tough battle right now, but it's looking good for the Sharks. I believe they're going to be able to make the postseason here. The RPI rankings, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, the Sharks are going to be able, I believe, to get one of those 8 regional spots and be one of the top 8 teams in a region. Hernando in Class 4A, they're a team right now that's slated to also go to the postseason. Their chances are looking very good right now. Even with the loss tonight, the Leopards still have the track to be able to go into the postseason in Class 4A. Springstead season is officially over with this loss to Ocala Vanguard, and Wikiwachi Central, they're just trying to squeak out a win here in the last week.
I got you. What kind of recap are we looking like for the regular season?
Right now, Springstead had a very nice bounce-back year. I really look at 6-4. Last year, they only won 2 games, and I look at the job that Coach Garofano has done with his group. He brought back Bill Veneta, the figurehead at Springstead, the former longtime head coach. He called a great offense here this season for the Eagles, and that was something that was missing last year, was scoring points. The Eagles definitely did a better job this year. I was very impressed. Nature Coast is Nature Coast from what I've seen, and Hernando has played a lot like Hernando I thought they would play. The Bears are getting a little bit better. Hornets, they got to score some points. 16 points through 9 games. They got to find a way to score points.
Exactly. You talked a little earlier about the RPI system. As we get into the playoffs, tell us a little bit about that RPI system and how different strategies, teams can make those different strategies to try to get that top 8 seed.
Now, for people who aren't familiar with the RPI rankings are based on strength of opponents, your schedule, scoring points. It's almost a culmination of everything put into one. The weaker your schedule, the lower your RPI ranking is. Wiregrass Ranch, who Hernando's playing tonight, has a strong RPI ranking because if you go off of who they've played this year, Wiregrass Ranch, even with a loss tonight, still could squeak into the playoffs just because of their strength of schedule. They're 4-4, but don't let the 4-4 fool you. They've played Wharton, Armwood, Tampa Bay Tech, the Villages. They've played a very strong schedule. Hernando, Nature Coast, they've played some tough teams, but they've also played some teams that would hurt them in the RPIs. The RPI is the top 8 teams in the region. That is the biggest thing in the postseason right now when you're looking at classes 5A, 6A, 7A. It's very important that you have a strong schedule because if you have that strong schedule, that boosts well for your playoff chances here heading into Week 11 of the season.
I got you. Well, thanks, Andy. I appreciate you stopping by, visiting with us, talking about these things, and look forward to seeing you later on.
Absolutely.
Will, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Brian, and thank you for that update from Andy Villamarzo, giving us all the ins and outs in high school football here in the 2021 season. We've got about a minute left of halftime, so that'll wrap it up here. That'll wrap it up here for the halftime show for GCSN at the half, and now we'll take it back up to the booth for Abe and Derek.